as I don't have really a voice, I'm going to be a little scratchy today. I have a voice, but it's just a tad scratchy. Welcome. Janet E. Johnson here with Social Coffee Time. Hope you have your coffee, water, whatever it may be. Lately, I've been up earlier, so I'm on to my water. Coffee's done. I only get 1 cup a day. I don't know how many you have. So welcome. Want to mention to you right away, if you want to receive updates on this show right before it happens, just plug in the comments the word coffee and you will be alerted through Messenger. And that's as simple as that, because I want to keep you updated every week on latest social media things happening and just the small little changes that you need to pay attention to. And then always try to bring in a case study of some sort. I have a lot of things working with different clients that I'm doing. And so if I have a specific case study, I will bring it to you. All right, well, let's get started. First, write the word coffee in and then do another comment that has what you do, the name of your business, and where you are from. So I'd like to learn a little more about you. Okay, so now we're going to start with, let's just get it out of the way. I want it out of the way. Roseanne Barr. The only reason I'm talking about this, I don't even care about what happens in politics or that kind of thing. But the bottom line is, with what Roseanne did, just goes to show you how much of an effect social media has on a lot of people. I mean, it did not just affect her. It affected every single cast member or anybody working on that show. Because of her stupid tweet, now she is ruining the lives of others. So I want you to think about, it's something that I am always very, very aware of, and I lecture my kids, my husband, everybody about that. You just need to be very cautious of what you're posting on the internet, on anything. And obviously hers is over the top. I didn't even look at it because I didn't want to. I know it was racist, and I know it was blamed on Ambien and all this kind of stuff. But the bottom line is, it can ruin your entire life, potentially, if you do something wrong. So that's my kind of lesson of the day with the whole Roseanne Barr thing. I don't know, is she even called Barr anymore? And whatever, I don't care. But Roseanne, bottom line is she screwed up, and feel bad because, like, the kids on the show and that kind of thing, look at them. They probably have no life before this, and they had another opportunity, and now she just ruined it for everyone. I mean, kind of crazy. All right, so let's move on from that. Making sure that you guys can hear me. I believe you can, because I haven't heard. Definitely want to see what you do. So if you are on here, comment with what your business is and what city you're in. Love to see that. All right, next on the list. Let's see, I have a few things. Well, being on the Twitter subject, let's continue on Twitter. Twitter is blocking users who signed up when they were underage. So looks like they're really cleaning house. And that's one piece of things that is happening, is if their birth suggests that they were under the age of 13 when they first signed up for an account, it doesn't matter if they're now the required age, crazy enough, they are still cleaning house on that. Isn't that interesting? I find that actually quite interesting. That they're, you would think maybe the 13-year-olds, and they're saying they're doing it because of the being done to comply with the GDPR rules that have gone into force in Europe. Those rules mandate a new minimum age of consent and reinforce the previous minimum age of 13 as well. Very, very interesting. Okay, well, I do find that interesting. Real estate Afton, welcome, Shannon. I find that interesting because I wonder if Facebook's going to do that too, because I know many children, including I think mine, that I shouldn't say that out loud, that did it, signed up for Facebook, and they said they weren't 13, or they were, you can actually put in a different age and they don't really check. So I don't know how that works. So that's one thing with Twitter. that's just kind of more news than anything. It's not going to affect how you're doing your social media. Let's go on to what else do we have here? Pinterest. Pinterest is now testing promoted video at max width. And they also announced that 2 recent entertainment hires. So they are kind of moving to an entertainment side of things. I'll put this link in the comments, but they're testing promoted video at max width because they were doing it in a different format before. That's kind of cool. Pinterest is actually really upping their game with ads, with advertising. So if you are a certain brand that is a Pinterest type brand, beauty industry, jewelry industry, anything, houses, anything like that, if you're using Pinterest in your marketing, you might want to really look at their advertising too, because they really have some pretty decent advertising on Pinterest. And we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket of just Facebook and Instagram, because just want to spread yourself out. So Pinterest, if you're using video, you will want to look at that. All right, next along the line, I want to mention to you that Instagram is using the stories now for the ads. Many people don't know, but you can do, if you do have 10,000 followers in the stories, you can tell people to swipe up. But if you don't have the 10,000 followers, you can still place an ad just for stories, and tell people to swipe up. So you can do it through Ads Manager. And the cool thing is, last week they announced that they launched carousel stories. People are paying attention to your stories, your Instagram stories, even more than they're paying attention to the feed. So stories get more viewers typically than the feed. So it's something that you want to make use of. And the other thing that came out is, if you go to your feed and you go to one of your past posts, and then you click on, there's a little, what do you call it? Almost looks like a paper airplane, little airplane arrow right underneath it. If you click on that, you can then post that to the stories feed. So that's another thing that you can do to post your content to your feed, but then get it into stories too, because it is 2 different audiences at times. And you do want to get it in your stories. You used to be able to go the other way. So stories to the post, but you couldn't go both directions. Now you can go both directions. So it's pretty cool. Definitely use that. If you are using Instagram, you need to be getting all the content into your stories too. And just getting really creative about what you're doing with your Instagram stories. But for Instagram, I talked about this last week for the Instagram story ads. When I had a launch last week where I did an Instagram story ad, just a 15-second video, and my conversion rate for people that swiped up, went to the landing page for the webinar, we had 60% conversion rate. A typical that will go to a landing page and actually sign up, a typical average rate is 20%. So that means the stories are just hotter. People are more likely to take action. I think it's something very, very important that I think you should try if you are using Instagram. And nowadays, honestly, if you're not using Instagram, it's something to really think about getting. Even if you just get your ads over on Instagram, you could do that through Facebook Ads Manager. If you're not sure what to do, you can always reach out to me, and I could see if I can help you. All right, so those are the key points that I have this week. Other than I found a great article. Let me see here. Well, I might have lost it actually. Oh, you know what? I actually have one more thing that I wanted to talk about. Just in groups, their Facebook groups, they're adding a lot of new pieces. They're adding where there's even modules where you can now track and watch how people, almost like building an online course. Kind of cool. You can build an online course and inside of a group. I mean, I'm not suggesting doing that. I would say, let's see how that goes first. I do not have the capability at this point, but I've seen it with other groups, a couple of people that have had it. I would love to test it out, but it's not in any of my groups at this time. But it is something that they are testing, and they can track. I'm in a 30-day social media challenge within a group, and they can actually track if people are doing it and how many modules they've been through. So that's pretty cool. And then there's been a lot of other changes to groups too. And I know the boosting in a group is coming too. So there will be some more that will be able to happen with Facebook ads. Not sure what their weight is, but it's kind of like Instagram and the stories and that kind of thing, how they're just kind of slowly rolling things out. But as we all know, Facebook will figure out a way to make money with whatever they do. So definitely use the Instagram stories. Facebook stories are improving. Use those groups and check out Pinterest. If you're not on Pinterest, definitely look at the videos and the advertising there. Any other questions? Put in the comments below. Once again, if you want to get the alerts on this every week, put in the comments below coffee. And then also put in the comments below what you do and what city you're in. And I love Shannon's in Afton. And Shannon, we boat there all the time. So we go up the river. So I love that you're in Afton. We drop our boat in Hastings and then we go up the river. And my brownie recipe video may go viral on Pinterest. It might there, Patrick. Yeah, it definitely might. Okay, I'm going to show that one. Here's Patrick. That's what it's all about, the brownie recipes, No, it's actually, Pinterest is way more than that. And I think guys are even clamping on to Pinterest. I think I'm going to do a whole show about Pinterest because I just love Pinterest so much. It's a search engine, though, more than it is social media. And I work with a lot of jewelers, and I always suggest their top 3 sites. It would be Facebook and Instagram for social media side of things, but they need the Pinterest too, and that's more of the search engine side of things. All right. I didn't have a whole lot today. I don't have a lot of case studies. I kind of gave you a light one. But next week I will be back with some more. And you know what? Honestly, there is always changes in social media, and just trying to keep you updated on the latest and greatest. So definitely write in the comments, coffee, and then we will see you next week. Have a good one.